Alright guys, so this video is going to talk about squaring a binomial, a univariate. So, like I talked about in a previous video, or another video this week, a univariate is a term, a question that has one term, and that one term is u. So, don't think of this question as too difficult. Sometimes we get into the name and we get overwhelmed. I know I do sometimes, but then you're gonna be like, oh, that's it, why didn't they just say that? So when I want you to think about this is always bring up our good friend PEMDAS. I'm just gonna call that our good friend. So if I have this, I need to look at my parentheses first, right? So I have 4 minus u. 4 minus u cannot be combined because we don't know what u is. If we had a number for u, we could put it and say that u is 2. We could say, oh, okay, we can solve that. But we don't have that, and we're not going to find that out. So we're just going to have to continue to do this question without knowing that. So the parentheses, there's nothing to simplify or combine. It's simplified as much as it can be, so we are done with that. And then we go to our exponents. Okay, so if I have an exponent of 2, right? I have the exponent of 2, and it is telling me to square everything in these parentheses because it's right up on those parentheses. So it's everything inside the parentheses need to be squared. So what that looks like is 4 minus u times 4 minus u. Let me clean that up a little bit. 4 minus u. Okay, so this is the same thing as that, just written out. Okay, now you should have encountered a thing called FOIL sometime before this. So this is a way to make sure that you are correctly multiplying this out. So I'll just get into it. So FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, and last. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in different colors. So let's call F the yellow, O the red, I the green, and L as the blue. So I'm going to start with the F because that's just the way we're going to do that. So this, now again, this is telling us in what order we're multiplying, because remember, 2 parentheses next to each other really just means multiply, right? If there's a parentheses next to something else or a parentheses next to a number, there is multiplication happening, which we already knew because it told us to square. So there's, when you're squaring, you're multiplying something by itself. But this is just a very specific way of how to do that with parentheses and multiple terms in parentheses. Anyway, so first. So we're going to look at the first terms in both of these parentheses. So I have 4 and 4. 4 times 4, multiplied together. So actually, let me put this, because some people need this. So 4 times 4, so that's the F in FOIL for first, is 16. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the next one, the outsides. So the outsides are essentially, what are the 2 terms that are on the outsides of this? Now, yes, we just did the first, and technically that's the first, and it's okay. The 2 terms that are on the outside are 4 and u. So 4 times u, which is the O, as in the outsides, is 4u. Okay? And then, so actually let me go and highlight my red. And then I'm going to go back and I'm say, okay, my insides are the 2 that are on the middle. Now, notice that I have I'm messing up today. Notice that I have a negative u. Okay, make sure you're accounting for the sign. So the sign is whatever goes in front of that, in front of the term or the variable that is there. So I have negative u and 4. Hold on. And 4. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to say negative u times 4. Okay, that is the I for inside. Okay, negative 4u. Okay, and then my blue, which is the last, and it's, I know my colors are starting to get muddled up. I cannot get my stuff together, y'all. This one and that one. Okay, so that goes back to negative u times negative u, which is my L for last. And then I'm going to highlight. And negative u times negative u is positive u squared. Okay, now that I have done all the multiplication part, I can now take this and simplify it. So I have 16 plus 4u minus 4u plus u squared. Okay, now, when you write this, you always want to put the u squared or whatever the squared part is first. So you want to go your term squared to just the term to just one, but you don't need to know that. If you don't put it in the like the proper order, it's not going to tell you that you're wrong. But you're going to have, I'm just going to write it in the proper way. U squared, right? So I look at my u squared. I'm going to just do a different color so it doesn't freak anybody out here. So u squared is here. Okay, that's the only one that has a squared. Okay, and then let's do this blue, funky blue color. And then I have u here and u there. Okay, so negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Okay, so I'm just going to write plus 0. Just so y'all see that it's there. You don't actually have to write that out. And then at the end, let's do that green. This is over here, so I'm going to say plus 16. So it's positive, technically there's a plus in front of it, which is fine. So when you write this out, since you simplified it, these two simplified to that. So it's u squared plus 16. And that is the answer. I know I gave you the super duper long, everything has been explained example of this, but this is how to write that this way using FOIL. So if this makes sense to you and you like to see this and you want to use this as your notes, please by all means use this as your notes. However, if you are super confused and you have no idea what I just told you and have no idea how this is explained, come see me and I will show you another way to do this, okay? Or another example, whatever helps you to understand this concept. So, when you do your quiz and you do your practice quiz questions, please use this to help you, okay? If the colors are all sort of weird and confusing, let me know. I will help you. I'll write it out another way. But good luck and let me know